perfect way. You no longer exist, you're no longer in my
Welcome to the AfterMat, your source for WWE pay-per-view recaps. I'm your host, the People's Champ Cal, and alongside me, I have my tag team partner, the Glamours of Delisha. What's going on, Delisha?
Hello, hello. It's a great Monday over here. Post Money in the Bank, not live, by the way, but it was live to us as a premiere.
Yeah, and unfortunately, today we're going to be doing things a little differently. It is a new season, so welcome to Season 4, premiere of AfterMat. Thank you guys for sticking with us through 3 seasons, and now we're on to our 4th. Really appreciate you guys' support. We have a few announcements to make for that as well in a little bit, but I want to mention that we're on Google Hangouts right now, not our normal Discord, because something's going wrong with Discord, and we normally you'd see us side by side talking, so I'm going to have to be clicking our pictures on the bottom so you guys can see who's talking when we're talking. Otherwise, you're just going to see Delisha the entire time, which is not bad, but then you'll never see me. So we're going to have to work on that, unfortunately, because for some reason Discord's being an idiot, and it's muted us, and we can't unmute ourselves no matter what we do, so I think it's something going wrong with Discord right now. But yeah, it is a season 4 premiere, like I said. We have a new intro song. I hope you guys enjoy it. We have it because we changed it after 3 seasons. We figured might as well change it and stuff like that. Welcome Will, welcome Randall as well. Thank you guys for supporting us and joining us. Another thing I spoke to Delisha about is maybe, you guys have been supporting us through 3 years of this, or 3 seasons of this. I guess 3 years too, if you think about it. And we want to give back, in other ways besides having you guys on the aftermatch awards show. So maybe throughout the year we're gonna do something where if you tell us what your favorite pay-per-view is, we're gonna have you guys co-host during that episode. Go through what we do. You can pick a few matches from that pay-per-view and tell us what you want to cover, like how we do on this. So Will saying Money in the Bank is great. So I guess I'll go over Delisha. We're not gonna give our grades yet and all that. But Delisha, what did you think?
Overall, it was an enjoyment of a show. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect for the Money in the Bank proper match, or namesake, I should say. I wasn't, because they were saying it was going to go concurrently, and I actually didn't exactly know what that meant. I know that they were going at the same time, but I didn't know exactly how that was going to be filmed or how they were integrate into the show. And I think actually I didn't know what they were going to do until right up until showtime, and then I was told that, oh, it was another filmed production match. And I was like, oh, okay, that kind of raises my interest a little bit. And so much like with the other 2 production type matches, my level was at a medium 5, I guess, in the middle. Let's go either way, and it was good. And we'll go into that a little bit further when we get to that match.
Yeah, for me, I did notice a few times. I'm pretty sure I texted you when it happened, where it did not say live up in the corner. So if you watch the matches, some of them say live, some of them don't. So obviously the Money in the Bank was pre-taped as well, but the Bray Wyatt match was not pre-taped, and I'm gonna get to what I thought was gonna happen during that match when we get to it. But I don't want to give away how I felt about the show yet. When we wait till the end, but I know what they have to deal with and all that. And did it sell? Maybe, maybe not. I had fun during it. I'll tell you that I had fun during it. But we'll talk about when we get through it. So I guess we're getting to our first match, which is a pre-show match featuring the charismatic Enigma Jeff Hardy against the Swiss Cyber or Swiss Superman, whatever he is nowadays, Cesaro. So I think Delisha's covering this one.
Yeah, I can't 100% recall how this match came to be. Hardy's in a, I guess we can call it a feud so far, since they haven't had a match yet with Sheamus, and Cesaro is a former partner of Sheamus, but they're not really partners now. So I didn't see what happened on SmackDown for this to be a match. But when I hear Hardy and Cesaro in the kickoff show, I was like, oh, cool. It's potentially going to be really good. And then it started off, it kind of looked like Cesaro had a good stronghold on the match. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a greatest hits of Cesaro and Hardy when it came to moveset. Especially near the end, they were just going at it, and I was really glad to see Hardy not look out of shape or out of touch or the ring rust, as we say, because he had been off for, if not a full year, then a good, or if not over a year, then for a full year with a knee injury. Um, and then we, again, at the end of the match is where we kind of get the uptick of the greatest hits, where you had the Whisper in the Wind. I don't know Cesaro. I don't recall Cesaro doing the King of Swings sort of moveset. I think that's a face move for him, not a heel one. Right now. So they got their twist of fate, Whisper in the Wind, the uppercuts to the corner by Cesaro, and then but what sealed the deal for the match, of course, was a Swanton Bomb from Hardy to get his first victory on a, I guess, quote unquote live show. I don't know if he's been doing any like dark matches that we haven't seen or not or anything. But this was his first official match back from injury, and especially with all the redemption video packages they've been going for the past couple of weeks. It was good to see him back in the ring. And Cesaro, of course, he's probably one of the safest protection wrestlers probably on the roster. So you know you're going to be in good hands when you're in the ring with him, especially post an injury. And I think they did work on that. You know, both of them were having like knee issues throughout that match. Did you like the match? Did you watch the match?
Yeah, I watched it. I actually watched it live. I started it early. I watched the entire pre-show, which is unlike me. But, there's nothing really much to do now with all the shows, like, being repeats and such. But, I know you're a huge Hardy fan, both Hardys. And Will's, I think, favorite wrestler is Jeff Hardy. So I guess it's good to see him back for you guys. I was never a Hardys fan, ever. The only time I ever liked the Hardys is when he was getting speared. Jeff was getting speared off by Edge at the WrestleMania 17 it was, the tables, ladders, and chairs. Probably one of the greatest matches of all time in WWE history. The triple threat, I think it was, with the Dudleys as well. I'm a huge Cesaro fan, though, and I hate seeing how he's always being jobbed to everybody. But he's that guy, like you said. He protects everyone. Great wrestler, great personality. It's just, when will he get his day? That's what I'm saying. Like, Kofi got his day. I'm still waiting for my Mark Henry to get his last send-off. My Kane to get his last send-off. My Big Show to get his last send-off. I don't think I'm ever going to see those. Will Sheamus ever get... will Cesaro ever get anything? Right? He's been tag team champion, maybe a U.S. champion here or there, but I want to see him finally get pushed. I don't want him fall to the wayside like Rusev. Like Rusev was white hot at one point, and now he's not even in the company. Cesaro, I think, is capable of being a top tier competitor. He is a top tier competitor. I just mean for the whole WWE universe to be up there and hold the belt. Like if Jinder can do it, not no knock on Jinder, but. Cesaro really deserves it, I think. He's been putting a lot for the company. But it was a good match, yeah. You guys see all those nostalgic moves by Jeff Hardy. The one Whisper in the Wind, though, I don't know if he really injured Cesaro, because it landed on Cesaro's knee. And it played off later in the match as well, but it looked kind of scary because he put all his weight came down on Cesaro's knee. So, but it was fun, Good for you guys to have Jeff Hardy back and see all that stuff. The next match was the Fatal 4-Way match for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions featuring the New Day against Miz and Morrison against Grizzled Young Veterans, who are new, and against the Lucha Dragons, I think, right? Lucha House Party. Sorry, Lucha House Party.
Yes, and it's the Forgotten Sons.
Forgotten Sons, okay. Yeah, sorry. I don't know my NXT guys. Go ahead. Yes, I think you're covering this match as well.
It's not, yeah. This one... well, okay, it's not a surprise because they announced it last week. But with the whole COVID-19 situation, we are getting to see maybe some people on screen on television that we might not have thought about to see, or think they would get the call up, or the push over from NXT to the SmackDown or Raw roster. So with that, we do get the Forgotten Sons on the Fox Sports Network, and then we get a more uh, appearance from the Lucha House Party, who we haven't really seen like a lot of in the past couple of months. But as we both know, with the tag team scene, it's always hit or miss, up and down, putting both of us on a roller coaster of emotions. There was some, as with anything when you get more than either a one-on-one tag team match or a one-on-one match with most people, there's always like a lot going on. But I think we started out with Matalik, I think, and I think Morrison. I think those two started it out. It was one of those matches where you could tag anyone in and out, and it didn't have to necessarily be your tag team partner. And of course, when you get Lucha House Party involved, you know there's going to be a big high impact, high flying move. So you have them jumping off top rope with one of the big spots going from the aforementioned match, which was I think it's called the Spanish fly from off the top rope. And as also the Forgotten Sons, they do have a third member who is Riker. I'm pretty sure that's Riker.
Yes.
Who tried to get involved, and then to the referee's discretion, because I don't think this was. I think this was no match because it didn't, even though they weren't using weapons or anything. He expels him to the back, much to the chagrin of Forgotten Sons, and at the time, all of them were out in the ring, and then I think again, I think he did like a springboard move off the rope to take them all down. And then another highlight is Morrison doing his, I think it's called the Starship Pain, off to Biggie, which gave them a close 2 count. Probably might have been the closest match to it being finished of the night. And then after that, after the big corruption with Riker getting ejected, we see Big E hitting the big ending on Mentally to get the victory. And New Day is still your tag team champions. The match, all in all, was fine. Again, with some of these tag teams, they're still new to people, and some of them we haven't really seen on a consistent basis. So it's kind of hard to be like invested. And then with the New Day, this is like their 8th championship. So I don't know if it's like losing its like luster, but it's like okay. I just feel like we're not really getting, as per usual with the tag team storyline, we're not getting that good like storyline connection for me that's making me be invested in the tag team title scene right now for SmackDown. Like there's some really good players around, and unfortunately we lost the Usos again to injury, so we're not going to see them for a while. So our match it was fine. It had a lot of good components to it for our match. But as far as you know me, I like my stories. It was lackluster in that part.
Yeah, for me, like I fell asleep during this match. Will saying it was a really good match. I mean, he would rather have it seen as a elimination match, which I agree with. That would have been probably cooler. However, like since I fell asleep, I missed all of it. I happened to wake up when it said and still your champions was New Day, so I was like, no point in me rewatching this if the New Day won, since I'm not the biggest New Day fans. Individually, like I always said, I always liked them. I love how their character is a thing when I'm kind of tired of them. Kind of like how I used to love John Cena, and then I got tired of him as well. It's just too much, kind of in your face, too much stuff. I love Miz and Morrison, and I'm interested to see about the Forgotten Sons because they seem pretty cool. And I love throwing Lucha House Party in there because they do crazy stuff, and that's always fun to watch. But yeah, I fell asleep during this match. I don't know. I guess the highlights you said are probably stuff I've seen tons of times from these guys anyway, except for the Forgotten Sons. I keep on saying Grizzled Young Veterans, but no, they're not. The next match was R-Truth versus MVP. Or was it? Or, well, they came out and some stupid mic stuff, and then MVP, and then Bobby Lashley's music hit. He came out, said, I got this for you, bro, to MVP. MVP left. Bobby Lashley squashed R-Truth with basically like a Dominator, a Power Slam, and a Spear, I guess. And that was about it. It was pretty dumb. What did you expect? It was great watching R-Truth come out and do his whole intro, and then say, and had like the pander to the WWE Universe who wasn't there, but he acted like they were there, and he like, I love his character. You can't really dislike him. He's such a fun-loving. He deserves much more than he is, especially at his age now. He's like, he was always older. The rest of much like he's like the Tamina of the men's division, I guess. I feel like they both deserve more. At least a mid-level title. Well, for women there isn't a mid-level title, but you know what I mean. Like they deserve something. And I know he was a 24/7 European hardcore, whatever it was, champion. But I want him to get maybe a U.S. championship for him. I think that would be good for him. And but yeah, it was a stupid match. I'm not really a fan of Lashley's either. So, but R-Truth I really would like to see good stuff for. Any thoughts for this, Alicia?
I forgot there was an actual like match where a pinfall even occurred. That's why I was like, was it a match? I was like, wait, oh, it wasn't because there was a ref and everything. But yeah, I feel you on the R-Truth thing. I feel like he could still be serious and be funny at the same time. Give him a good push before he eventually will retire because he's getting up there. Still in really great shape, but of course he's getting up there. The body isn't gonna move as great as it once did 20 years ago. But yeah, like you said, like a US or IC run, depending on what brand he will be on at that point in time, and they want to give him that push. Like he could still be funny and still be serious when it comes time for the match, because we all know he can still go. So yeah, one last like good run. Like I feel like the last good like title contention run was when he was paired up with the Miz, and they were like heels at the time. Like that was like the last good, like we're taking you serious type of push he got.
But that was with the Miz. I feel like for himself was when he was going against Cena for the championship. I believe that was the last time when he came in the Civil War outfit and all that. That was hilarious. He had little Jimmy and stuff. Those are the good old days for him. But it wasn't even that long ago, but still. I don't see the IC title on him. I feel like the US title is less prestigious. I feel that's more him. I feel like the only person who should ever hold the IC title is the Miz, and that's for the rest of time until I see someone who's worthy of it. I feel like he is like the best candidate for the IC title because it means so much to him. But I still love to see something for R-Truth. The next match is for this, and we're going through this fast because don't forget the matches are really short. After this match ended, we were still within the first hour of the pay-per-view. So the pay-per-view is like 2.5 hours total, and it got through over half the matches in less than an hour. In 15 minutes, it got through over half the matches. So this was the last match within the first hour, and it featured your WWE SmackDown champion, Women's Champion Bayley against Tamina. I believe Alicia's covering this one as well.
Yeah. Tamina is real. Speaking of, because of circumstances like people getting TV time that you may not have think to get TV time normally. Tamina, as she's come back from, I don't know if she was injured or she just wasn't being used or not, but just coming back from out from nowhere, so to speak, like an RKO, just getting a push right off the bat for this for the championship situation where she beat Sasha on SmackDown 2 weeks ago to earn this opportunity. And it was actually pretty interesting to where in the beginning of the match, like she's like smacking me around, telling her she's not going to win the title, being nice. I guess it's sort of a reflection of her, of Bayley being the nice one, the role model, the one that kids all love. Because I don't know, which I just thought it because I never thought of Tamina as being the nice baby face one. She was kind of like just there, but I thought it was good, some good character work from Bayley. But you do see Bayley. She got a good stronghold in the match throughout the beginning, but of course with Tamina being the super strong powerhouse that she is, of course she's going to knock her down pretty quickly and get the jump on her for a good amount of time. But what Tamina didn't have was Sasha Banks in her corner, so of course she was getting involved on the sidelines while either the ref wasn't looking or while Dylan was looking up, distracted in the ring. So what one of those instances being where Tamina's hanging out near the apron of the ring. Bayley jumps out, saying she's parched with some water, snatches one from the commentating team, and proceeds to throw water in her face. And excuse me. And then, but of course that kind of just made Tamina more angrier, which is angry, the strong powerhouse person. And then after that, Tamina goes for a Tamina splash. I think she encountered, and then she turned around to a super kick, and then a Samoan drop, and then of course Banks get involved once again with a friend by crawling into the ring like she was going to do something I think she was just trying to distract the ref, but got the attention of Tamina, to where she's going after Banks, causing a distraction once again for Bailey to get the crucifix pin onto Tamina to retain her title. Like, once again, we don't really know what they're doing with this whole Bailey Sasha situation. Every time you think they're getting close to pull a trigger on, they swerve us to do something else. But we do see them again attack Tamina after the match. So I guess I don't know if this feud is going to be over or not. We'll probably get another match this almost at Friday, involving these three maybe somehow, or maybe we'll see a new contender coming up. But the match was fine. Again, Tamina doesn't really have a character. She's just there, and I think that's been her downfall with being the company. Again, not a fault to her. I just think it's the company feeling like they're not entrusting her to put on that character, and I think she is one of the, like, quote unquote, she is one of the veterans on this roster. She's been here since 2009, 2010, because I know she came up with the Usos a little bit. And they've been here for a while too. So she definitely has that veteran status, but I can't really think of great Tamina moments, and I think that's a knockoff to the writers, not to Tamina herself.
Yeah, I agree with you. Tamina, I feel like should be getting that spotlight. At least as a good send off before she goes. Kind of like they did with Natalya. She got that one title reign for a little bit, but I think I have a feeling of where this is gonna go with Sasha and Tamina appeared in 2011. Thank you, Will. Sasha and Bailey I think it's gonna continue like this off and on. What is she gonna turn? Is she not gonna turn kind of on them each other until I think SummerSlam? SummerSlam's prior to SummerSlam, so maybe it might happen to the pay-per-view before SummerSlam, and they'll fight at SummerSlam. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the first time they had like that really blockbuster match was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I think that was the first ever NXT match or pay-per-view I've ever watched, and I fell in love with it because of the Bailey versus Sasha Banks match, which was the main event of the night, or maybe second to last match, because there might have been Samoa Joe against Finn Balor in a ladder match or something. But whatever it was probably the best match of the night, and I think that'll be kind of like an homage to when they first fought that I know of at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which was SummerSlam weekends. So I feel like they're gonna SummerSlam is going to be where they fight Sasha and Bailey, and Sasha's gonna beat Bailey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. That's what I feel is gonna happen. But it's gonna teeter back and forth until then. And I know they watch the show, and WWE's gonna watch the show, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, now we gotta change it because he already knows what's gonna happen." So that's why it's gonna change. Well, you don't know if it does change. That's why. But other than that, that's what's supposed to happen. All right. Any other last thoughts, Felicia, or do you my prediction or anything, or?
Knowing you and your great ability for these things to come true, I believe you.
All right, we'll stay with that, and then go to the next match, which is I want to say WWE SmackDown champion, but I don't even know what champion that is anymore. Is that the Universal Champion? I think. Is that the Universal? Yeah, that's the Universal Championship, right?
No. The other one?
Is it the WWE champ? I don't know. Whatever. The blue championship belt. I'm pretty sure it's the Universal Champion, isn't it? Will, which champion is Braun Strowman? I think he's Universal Champion. God, I hope he's I hope he's Universal Champion. Because I think they gave Brock the better one, didn't they? They gave Brock the... I have no idea. Yes, thank you, Universal. Thank God. Because I don't want to see Braun Strowman as a WWE Champion. He's the Universal Champion. So, yes, Universal Champion Braun Strowman against Bray Wyatt. Not The Fiend. However, when this match was going on, I noticed the live symbol was not up top. So I texted Alicia, hey, what if they have... Because, they showed, like, the people from Firefly Funhouse. Like, the pig came out. Sister Abigail came out. Or Abby, whatever they call her. The Vulture, I think, came out. Or the Mole. Whatever it is. They all came out. Yeah. And I was like, Alicia, wouldn't it be cool if they since it's not live, if Bray Wyatt changed into The Fiend during the match? And I guess they're saving this feud. They kept it as Bray Wyatt the entire feud. Bray Wyatt was dominating pretty much in the beginning, which you wouldn't expect, but he was doing really well in the beginning. Hit his Sister Abigail. Braun kicked out. He went for another Sister Abigail, but that's when Braun reversed it. Went on his whole 3-move thing with a clothesline, a slam, the thing where he runs around the ring and shoulder blocks you, and then when Bray got back to the ring, Braun was outside. He put the actual black sheep mask on that he debuted with in the Wyatt family. He came in, they did the whole kneel down and hugging and all that nonsense, only to take it off and smash it, hit the power slam, and then get the 1-2-3 pin. However, we believe that this feud probably will go on because I think Bray Wyatt will come back as a Fiend and hopefully beat Braun Strowman because this is just not fun to watch. Braun Strowman is champion with as much as I love Great Khali because of his Indian heritage, and I got to support my Indian people because we have very few of our routine. Great Khali had 3 moves. Braun Strowman's a lot more athletic. He moves around better than Great Khali, but he still wrestles the same way, I feel like. He's got 3 moves, 4 moves. Even Cena, too. Cena's actually improved, though. But it's just not fun to watch Braun Strowman. I don't think he should be champion. I think Goldberg should stay champion. Unfortunately, Roman Reigns had that whole... He had to step out for the thing, but... like I said, I'd rather protect it on him, on Goldberg, and then Goldberg drop it at maybe SummerSlam or something. But we couldn't do that because Vince McMahon didn't want to pay the $1 million per match fee that Goldberg has, pretty much. So we're stuck with Braun Strowman as a champion. We weren't gonna have him beat. We weren't gonna have Bray Wyatt beat him. So maybe the Fiend will beat him. We'll see. Delisha, your thoughts? Will says Braun is cool.
Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed the match. Again, like I said, I love my storytelling, and the fact that Bray / The Fiend has been able to incorporate good storytelling into his matches to where it's almost like a through line with Goldberg, like an outlier. But you can always see like a through line of what The Fiend and Bray have been trying to accomplish, which is like fixing past wrongdoings he felt that was done to him for his career. And I mean, of course, it was predicted that you knew Braun was not going to quote unquote like join the family again. But I really like how he played up on that, showing some smarts by the strong man. And I thought that was a really good callback to their past history. And of course, like you said, you see at the end, you see Bray with this like staring off in the space stare, like almost like, okay, you got me. With the Fiend like kind of interjected into that as well. So that's again how we know this is not over. The Fiend will come back to challenge Braun again, and we'll see how that one goes. Cause I actually pretty enjoy it. That's probably good feud for his first title defense so far with Braun.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The storytelling's great. I think whenever Bray is involved in anything, the storytelling is fantastic. However, I just don't like watching Braun wrestle. It's just not fun. The most enjoyment I got was when he tag teamed with Alexa Bliss because he would just like throw her and stuff, and those look great. But just watching him as a champion and wrestle, I don't think it's really fun. But the storytelling is great. Next match was for now the WWE Championship, which is the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre against Seth Rollins, in which was I felt was a really good match. Drew dominated the early match, like using his power, his speed. What we come to see as as what you call a 5-tool player in baseball. Drew McIntyre is that in wrestling. Great charisma, great athleticism, great in-ring ability, power, speed, all that. And who else better to compliment him in the ring than one of the best in-ring technicians we have today, Seth Rollins. And this match went very well. Drew dominated pretty much the whole beginning of the match, and then Seth tried to slow him down by working Drew's knees, which slowed him down. Seth got a lot of great moves in. He got some, I think he might have got the ripcord knee in, but he got a lot of other knees in, like off the turnbuckle to the outside knees, knees to the face. I love knees, so those are great to see. He had a lot of knees, that was cool. He did the Falcon Arrow. So first he suplexed off the top, then did into a Falcon Arrow. He did the Frog Splash. He did a curb stomp, which Drew McIntyre kicked out of. He went for a second curb stomp, and Drew hit him with a Glasgow Kiss. And I think then Seth Rollins super kicked him. Drew got his knees back and then hit the Claymore and got the 1, 2, 3. We also saw that I think it's called the Future Shock DDT. I think that was called. But yeah, it was really cool. I love this match. It was probably the best match of the night for me. I wouldn't mind seeing these guys again. Not too soon though. Maybe in the future. But this was a really awesome match. Probably the match of the night for me. And I'm glad Drew won. Yeah, Drew ended up winning with a Glasgow. Oh, not the Glasgow, Claymore, and that's how he retains. Alicia, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought this was a really good match. Probably one of the better ones I've seen for Steph in the last couple of months. Especially, I'm liking his Messiah character. It's something different for him, which I feel like that's what we needed. We a new fresh intake onto Seth Rollins, and these two know what they're doing in the ring, and I got what I expected from these two for especially for our caliber match. I'm not sure what the ending meant with them like shaking hands. I don't know if I mean I get it from Drew's standpoint, but for the Mustang, I don't know. He's gonna spin it some way. I'm pretty sure tonight on Raw that it'll make sense. But it was just like kind of didn't really fit the Messiah character. But like I said, he might spin it some way tonight on Raw. And if he does that, then I'm fine with it. Otherwise, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be one of those.
Not the action itself.
Yeah.
Just to be good.
I think he's one of those borderline characters now, and there's not really a fan interaction to like cheer or boo when they shook hands, you know. So it's kind of up in the air to interpretation there, and he'll bring it back tonight with what you're saying, like he might with how he speaks about it. But I think he's gonna be like, I brought out the best in you. I did what my job is, being the Messiah or Savior. I lifted the spirit out of you to bring your best, and that's what you did. So I had to shake your hand, kind of thing, something like that. But it was a good match. It was good. And I don't know. I could have done without the handshake, but we'll see. Like you said, how they spin it tonight. And look at that. We're already at the main event, which, like Delicious mentioned earlier, was a concurrent main event. The Money in the Bank men's and women's went down. So we're not, unlike this episode, we're not going to do it concurrently for you. Where like I start talking and Delicious interrupts me halfway through and all that blah blah blah. She's welcome to interrupt me, but I'm gonna try to go through the men's part first, and then we'll go through the women's after that. So the Money in the Bank men, if you guys don't know what the Money in the Bank is there's a contract in a briefcase, usually suspended above a ring, which it was in this case above a ring, but the ring was actually on top of the WWE corporate headquarters. The wrestlers technically started from the lobby and went up to the top of the building, climbed the ladder, and tried to attempt to grab the briefcase. The men's side featured 6 competitors: Otis, Aleister Black, Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, and Baron Corbin. If you know me, there's probably only one person I really wanted to win this match, and that was AJ Styles. Did it happen? We'll talk about it in a little bit. The men started, I think, on the first floor. I think it was the first floor because I remember seeing I looked around. I tried to watch for details here. Okay, they started in the gym, but I remember when they're walking through the lobby, the room number said 1. So unless the first is a lobby, then it goes to floor 1. It was like the bottom floor. They started in the gym. A lot of great wrestling. The one big moment that you saw, not wrestling, I mean, a lot of great moments. The one great moment you saw is when Baron Corbin threw, I think, a weight at Daniel Bryan. First, Daniel Bryan got on the pull-up bar, kicked, welcome Halo. Daniel Bryan got on the pull-up bar, kicked Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin picked up a 45-pound weight and threw it at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan moved. It broke the glass, and then you look at Baron Corbin like, does this mean 7 years bad luck for me? Like, that was like, he held that for a while, and like Alicia said, it was one of those like matches because it was like more like a film because they it's pre-taped and they had all those moments, but we had then who was it? Was it Otis? I think Otis pinned AJ Styles down with the thing. But the funny thing is AJ's so thin that I already saw him being able to wiggle out of it. So like the camera angle was bad. Like he was so thin that you saw there was space there. And he asked Ray for help to help him get out of it. It was kind of a comedic moment. Ray ran away. They all ran towards the bathroom area. Aleister Black was there. He did like a kick, and then like he was off the camera for like 5 minutes during the entire fight. They all ran towards the bathroom area with AJ Styles still left in the gym with the bar above him. Rey Mysterio was the last one to get to the hallway. He ended up stopping in the bathroom looking for people. Out came Brother Love, telling him he loved him, and Rey Mysterio smiled and then ran away. Then they went to, I don't even remember where they went to. I think it was like the hallway. They started fighting in the hallway where it was like a mini ring there, and Daniel Bryan started kicking Corbin, I think it was, and in the background Otis was like, yes, the whole time, and then Daniel Bryan started kicking Otis. Meanwhile, Aleister Black ran away. Rey Mysterio still was not there yet. Then I think the next spot they went to was the food fight area where Paul Heyman was eating, and I think they met up with the women there. So there was a part where they both met up. They had a food fight a little bit, and then they started fighting again and kind of left the area. Otis stayed behind and had a face-to-face with Nia Jax, and they were like, Otis is eating. Then they showed Otis running off and going into the kitchen or dessert area and found dessert. He found pie, and he was so excited about the pie. And then John Laurinaitis came out and went people power, and then he got pied by Otis, who ran off again. Then they went to a hallway-ish area, fought a little bit more. Then we saw AJ looking for Rey Mysterio in the hallway. Ended up seeing Undertaker. Well, first saw Rey Mysterio giant poster. Kept running, saw Undertaker giant poster, and got scared and startled for a minute. Literally like 20 seconds of him staring at it. Then he opened the next door, which opened had all Undertaker stuff inside, a casket, an urn, and the music and the purple lights in there. And he was too scared he was about to close it. Aleister Black comes from behind him, kicks him, throws him into the room, closes the door, and all you hear is AJ screaming. Aleister Black runs away. And then I think that's the last time we see Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, Otis, and Corbin for a while. We do see AJ and Daniel Bryan catch up to each other right outside an office. They fight into the thing. We see a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex skull on the wall. Who else's office could it be but Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon turns around slowly, gets up and goes, "Get out of here!" And like they start walking out, but then AJ looks and he motions to Daniel Bryan. They fix the chairs. Then they go back to the hallway and they have a little tete-a-tete where they talk, make a joke, then they start fighting again. They get to another hallway, and I'm pretty sure Daniel Bryan was taken out here. I forgot how, maybe by Fade to Black or Black Mass, whatever it's called. He was taken out because I don't remember seeing him on top outside. But if I'm wrong, let me know. I don't remember him seeing him outside on the top. But at this point, Asuka was... What's up? He made it up top?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, that's how much I care about Daniel Bryan.
I thought you knew about Black.
No, Daniel Bryan. I don't remember seeing him there. At that point, we cut to the outside. The women are already outside fighting on the thing where Asuka's about to get it, but at least she'll get to that point. However, Baron Corbin, all the men were on the roof. Okay, well, nobody cares about Daniel Bryan, honestly. So, he should have been thrown off. So, Baron Corbin goes and stops her for, I don't know what reason he stops her. He gets slapped off. Then the rest of the men, I guess, come back out. Baron Corbin throws Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black off the roof. But you could see it was like another drop off because at one point they did the drone camera and you see the drop off back there with the lighting. But they got thrown off the roof. Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio did. And then it was up to like, I think it was it? Oh no, it was Corbin and AJ going for the things. I don't remember Daniel Bryan there. Who cares? No one cares. He should have been thrown off the roof as well. Let's pretend he was thrown off the roof as well. Corbin and AJ go both each side out of the ring, and I'm gonna get to that. They get to the thing. They both grab the briefcase. They take it off the hook. Both of them have it in their hands. Elias comes out from the back, hits Corbin with the guitar. Corbin falls off. AJ has it in his hands. So technically, he has won. He has it in his hand. But like a split second later, he fumbles it. The rule is, if you take it off of it, you technically win. But if two people have it, you can't do that. AJ should have bobbled it as soon as Corbin let go of it. However, AJ held it for like a split second, then bobbled it. So technically, AJ is your Money in the Bank winner. However, that's not how this works because it's WWE. AJ bobbled it and it fell right into Otis's hands. Otis is your Money in the Bank winner. One of the worst endings I've ever seen. I enjoyed the freaking, what's his name, Ellsworth climb up and throw it down to Carmella better than this, what I just saw there. That was terrible ending. Terrible ending. That ruined the entire pay-per-view for me. This match was also very stupid. I did not enjoy it at all. The greatest moments were like people power, like the cameos. Doink the Clown was also in there, but it wasn't really Doink the Clown. It was some fake guy. This was terrible. Little kids love this. If you're a little kid, you probably love this. Okay? That's the only reason you'd like this match. This was a terrible match overall. I didn't find it fun at all. It was a joke. It made everyone look stupid, like AJ Styles look stupid. Even though I hate Daniel Bryan, it made him look kind of stupid. Welcome Tech as well. Made him look stupid as well. Like, they all acted like children in this match. And I thought it was not what you'd normally see from a Money in the Bank ladder match, which I love. Money in the Bank's one of my favorite pay-per-views besides Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble. This was just... You know what it was? It was one of those old school comedies that you watch. You're like, they're all running in like around a thing like the black and white comedies, the Benny Hill comedies. If you know what that is, or if you don't know what it is, Google it. It's old school like slapstick comedy. That's what this was. It was not a match. It was not a show like the Boneyard match was. It wasn't a show like the Firefly Funhouse match was. This was just a joke. It was terrible. I hated it. It ruined the night for me. I went to bed very upset. This was just terrible overall. So, Delisha, we'll get your thoughts first on how this match transpired, and then you can cover the women's match.
Yeah, I'll give just a quick thought because what I'm going to say to the women at the end kind of coincides with the women's too. There were moments that I did like the AJ, Daniel Bryan and Vince moment. I did like the Alistair kicking AJ into the room with the Taker stuff and him having PTSD from it. I thought those were pretty good, and if it just stopped there, I mean, just those two incidents, probably would have been a better match. Yeah, it's kind of weird for them to have this been edited and pre-taped of why that ending was so sloppy, So I don't know if they're gonna rush after they try to do something with that. Having AJ say hey, technically I won or something like that. I don't know. But with them being on two different brands, it's kind of weird unless they have a rematch of one-on-one. I don't know. it's weird. But I will say they gave into one of the rare instances lately where they give into the fans who have been behind Otis for the longest since Heavy Machinery has been in NXT. The fans love him. I was on Twitter after that, and everyone's well, there was mixed reactions, honestly, but there was a lot of mixed deposits. Yay, Otis won, good for him, all that good jazz. So a lot of the fans got what they want. I don't know if it's probably coming predicted because of the whole fan getting behind him and loving them and loving that whole Mandy and him storyline. So I guess it could have been said that we predicted that Otis would win. Although I do think the briefcase would have been better served on AJ, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Otis, so I'm just cool. But as for the overall men's part of the match, it was fine. It was just a little too heavily on the jokes, which is not really what I come for. And for WWE on the big pay-per-view in our match. And I will say, unlike Kyle, I do not have the greatest of memory. So I can't do a play-by-play of what was going on for the women, but I will hit all the highlights that happened. They started out.
Wait. Hold on. I have stuff to say about the men's before we get to the women's.
Sorry.
So the only thing like I said, this whole time match was a joke. So yeah, it was entertaining if you enjoy childish jokes. That's what it was, slapstick comedy. Look up slapstick comedy. That is what that match was. And that's not what I want from a Money in the Bank match. Think of all the great Money in the Bank moments. And the worst thing is, they kept showing those moments, top 10 moments in Money Bank history, in you know what I mean? They showed that, leading up to the pay-per-view. And I never watched Raw or SmackDown, but I saw that, and I was getting hyped for it, and then I got this trash. With Otis winning, like you said, there might be some kind of controversy, yes, because AJ held it for a second, like you said, since it was pre-taped, why wouldn't they have a more clean, smooth ending, right? No, that was kind of jazzed up, and it wasn't done well. People are behind Otis. I agree. I like Otis too. Him as a Money Bank champion, I do not agree with that though. This could have been Rusev before. Rusev had a huge following, and now are they hey, we made a mistake with Rusev, now we should give it to Otis? No, they should have given it to Rusev if this was the case. Rusev could have easily been in this match and not been fired and had Otis a spot and made this more of a valid ending. Where do I see this going? One being AJ saying, hey, look, what so-and-so, I didn't really lose it. I had it first in my hand. I just slipped or whatever, and then Otis giving him a chance to go for it, and maybe Otis winning again and then clearly earning it. People are okay, now you're just going to win it and take it away, much like Edge did to Ken Kennedy back in the day. But I think Otis will hold on to it. The only other thing I can see him happening and him losing it to, which would be cool to see, is Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler swindling it out of him because of this whole angle that's going on kind of thing. I can see that happening. They're hey, we'll leave you and Mandy alone forever if you give me a shot at that Money in the Bank, you know, and Otis will agree and Otis will lose, kind of thing. That's the only thing I could see happening with that. But yeah, I wasn't happy. I did have a little bit more fun on the women's side because there was one funny moment which I enjoyed. I didn't laugh, but I enjoyed it in the women's match. Oh, Asuka. We'll get to Asuka in a second, but like I love her. Like I always say about Asuka, like I love how she talks in Japanese. Like I love her promos with Kairi saying, "I've done this in past aftermaths." I love how she holds her character and speaking in Japanese all the time because she's so much more charismatic in Japanese than she is in English. Because all she says in English is, "You aren't ready for Asuka," or "She was ready for Asuka." That's about it. You know. So I love how she is and she dances and all that. I love that. And that's the funny thing I love from the women's side. But we'll let Delisha talk about the women's side now, unless you have anything to counterpoint about what I said about AJ or Dolph.
Oh yeah, so of course they started out in the lobby, and they were kind of doing like a whole introduction with the theme songs and everyone. And then when it came to Asuka, she didn't like walk in like everyone else, so they were like looking around like, where is she? And then they got cut away to the men, and then they cut back, and Asuka's like up top on like a little ledge or whatever, taunting all the women before she like jumps on top of everyone. But we had we had Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Shayna Baszler, Asuka, Lacey Evans, and Carmella, because Mella is money, of course. Could I forget? So they started out in the lobby with everyone, all the women on the floor. Asuka runs straight to the elevator. So she's like eagerly pushing the button. That's like a big trope of like pressing the button and waiting for everything to open. And of course, last second opens, close, and then everyone, I believe it was Shayna, Mella, and Lacey who gets to the elevator first. And they're like, oh crap, and they're like, wait, stairs, of course. So they're running upstairs, and I believe, so as those three women in a hall, so I don't know what floor they're on because I don't think they tell you. And I believe at that point some of the men have gone into an elevator as well. So once the elevator doors open up on that hall, it's the men running out, and then the women are looking around for Asuka, don't see her, so they just continue fighting. Asuka's like posted up on the side where the buttons are, so you can't see them. So she like sneaks out and runs, of course, to where I guess you go up again. Again, they're not telling you like what floor stuff they're on, so you don't know exactly where they are. I will say one thing is like you know how big you see the pictures, but I never really realized how big the office the headquarters was. So I thought that was kind of cool. I never really saw the inside of Brent's office for W specials, so that was kind of cool. Side note. And then so again, you get cutbacks for men and women, and then a next scene that was more prominent was Dana finding this conference room with a it isn't Money in the Bank briefcase, but it's filled with money, which kind of should have clued her in that it wasn't the briefcase they should have been looking for, because you know there's been two women's Money in the Bank matches thus far. Two, right? I was right. Two, not three. Anyway, so she gets on top of the conference table, grabs down the briefcase, and she's like so excited, so happy. And then we see our, I think, one and only like female represented cameo. That's what I'm looking for. Stephanie McMahon. And she's like, Dana, what are you doing? This is the Money in the Bank conference room. You guys are making a mess. Can you clean it up? Can you get Nia off the floor? She's drooling on the carpet or whatever. So that was a little funny moment between like Stephanie and I guess the women. And so she see Dana goes like, and she tells them that the briefcase is on the top floor, which again, you would think before the match you would know that, so you know where to go. But that's all right. It was a funny moment indeed. So Dana's like, oh crap, and she's getting ready to like put down the briefcase and go, but Carmella sneaks up behind her and hits her over the head with, I think it was her Money in the Bank poster.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny, and she just moonwalks herself out and keeps going on. And I think the next like big point after that would be them meeting up with the men in this, I guess, craft services, so to speak, a little bit. I guess it was outside of the cafeteria that Otis would go in, so it was like the eating area. And Paul Heyman, of course, was sitting there about to dig into some pasta salad, and then they all rush in, and Paul like interrupts like, hello, whatever, and then orders food fights, so they're all throwing food around. and this was kind of like Naya's moment. I think her and Otis even like tag teamed. I think she, um, who did they? I think it was Ray who her and Otis like slammed into.
Yeah.
Ray, and actually, I think didn't we see Shayna Baszler choke out a dude, AJ maybe?
Yeah. I hate to interrupt you here, but Will just came in with spoilers. Breaking news. Would you like to hear it?
No, I don't. It wasn't Becky's announcement.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it because I'm gonna watch it later.
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch it and fast forward. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
And people here who are watching this show are probably gonna go watch Raw after this and. Alright, go ahead.
I like to be spoiled on things. Because I actually watch Raw.
So don't read what Will just wrote.
He retracted it.
Okay.
So thank you, because I was about to look down and then I saw the books. And then the last image from the food fight was Nia. Who did she slam? Was it no?
Shayna.
Shayna into the table.
Into the wall. Oh, oh no, Carmella into the table.
Right. Okay. So that was like her big moment, and then yeah, she did like slam Shayna into the wall, and then they proceed to go on. I think that's when we got the AJ moment, and I feel like that might have been the biggest women's moment until we got to, I believe it was Asuka, and Lacey and Nia were the only ones to make it to the roof, which I have issues with that. But she was able to take Nia in. Oh, there was another big moment of another Dana moment of someone was mopping the floor, to where she slipped and hit her head, which I thought was some good character acting on her part, because I thought that was pretty funny. But she like really sold it with the whole ow. That was the last time we saw her, and then we got to later on after we saw some of the men's stuff. That kind of went over them getting on to the roof. Again, Nia, Lacey, Asuka, what she made clearly fix work of them. And we get Asuka climbing up to the ladder. And then we had Corbin coming out after her. After the woman had come out. After climbing up to the the ladder. Of course, again, why we said we don't know why he would try to stop her. On account of you're going after different briefcases. But I did like Asuka like punching her off the ladder, because that was just a funny spot right there. And then Asuka quickly grabbing the briefcase. Literally, I think from the time that she got to the roof, it was only a span of like 30 seconds, maybe a minute or two, before she gets to the ring and gets the briefcase. And Asuka is your Money in the Bank winner, which I know people thought would be Shayna, which. Either one of those two, I probably wouldn't have mind. Actually, to be honest, I probably it could have gone to any of the women. I wouldn't have minded too much. Maybe not Carmella because she hasn't been doing much, or it's usually been her and Dana trying to enter themselves into the tag team scene. But I feel like because we haven't really had a big push post Mania for any of the women, any of them getting it. Well, besides Shayna, any of them getting it would be a storyline I think would work with. Again, I feel like for the women's part, there wasn't as much nitpicking, like, oh, that was a little too jokey scenes going on as it was with the men. My biggest, displeasure was you didn't really give them a Money in the Bank moment. Like I said, Asuka grabbed it in like 2 minutes. And what Money in the Bank has been known for was kind of those big ladder spots. And some of them you probably could have done because it's on a freaking roof and you still want to be safe, even though there is a smaller drop around the roof where the ring was posted for them to like not get hurt. But still, like when it comes to Money in the Bank, we know those big moments. We know the Jeff Swan-tomming onto anyone and breaking a ladder, or those, oh my gosh, I almost get the ladder and someone comes and pushes you up. Like we hardly got any of that with the women. I think we got a little bit of that with the men. So that's where it really fell off for me, is that we didn't really get a Money in the Bank match when obviously we had the time. Like even if it was just an extra 5 to 8, 10 minutes of like some actual wrestling going on in a ring, I would have been satisfied with that. But the fact that it was all more, we went for the jokier not commentary, but the jokier, like you said, slapstick comedy angle for the gist of the match. Like, had it had a good payoff with some solid in-ring performances, it probably would have been a more complete piece for me. But yeah, it was fine. It was fine. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah, so for me, Will said there's only one ladder used. For me, yeah, it was less jokey on the women's side compared to the men, less gimmicky. However, the one moment that I did laugh, I thought was funny. Besides, I love how Asuka acts and dances a lot, and she's in the elevator dancing. That was funny too. But the one moment was Dana Brooke grabbing the briefcase and being like, oh, "I won!" Like, it's so great. I love that moment. That was a good joke moment. That's the only moment I didn't laugh, but I liked it. I enjoyed that. However, if you grab that, I would just pick okay and just walk. I mean, I'd hold on to that and not lose it, and I'd try to go on to it. But that's a lot of money in there. I would have tried to keep that money. Keep that money because yeah, that's a lot of money. Another great moment. I was trying to think of what else happened in that match. I honestly can't think. It was just wasn't good. Well, Lacey Evans had a really stiff woman's right. I forgot who it was on as they walked out the door. That was done really. What? On Shayna? Yeah. But other than that, it's only one ladder being used. Like Will was saying, how you were saying, not much wrestling on top because they really couldn't do it, but they could have done it, I guess. It just was a joke. It wasn't what I'd like to see for a Money in the Bank match. I think this year's was wasted.
I would say not that they couldn't do the wrestling. They couldn't do maybe some of those big ladder spots. Mm-hmm. They could have done some wrestling in that ring.
I know. And then also another thing I'd say is when you're in an elevator, right, and you have to go to the roof, what button do you push?
The top floor or roof.
Exactly. Why did Asuka take 20 minutes to go from the first floor to the second floor? Maybe she can't read English and not know. Well, no, she has to know English because when you count 1, 2, 3, you should know what 1, 2, 3 looks like, right? So there's only 4 floors. You hit the highest button. Like, come on, take the elevator straight to the roof. That's the whole point of the elevator being there. Like, why go up 1 floor? I know for the match's sake. Okay, we get that. But
they could have fixed that by saying the elevator was out of order.
They could have, but they used the elevator. So why not go to the top floor, climb up, and that's it, you win. She could have won easy. I mean, not that she didn't win, but come on.
Or, I guess, because the men were on that elevator by the time it opened out. So, I guess... No? Okay.
Well, the timing was just too bad. Like, Asuka went to the elevator almost immediately. The men at least fought for a little bit, and then went to that area. Like... Yeah. And, Entertainment goes, I love Asuka's dive. Yeah. Asuka's dive that Entertainment said he loved. I enjoyed that too. That was probably the best part of the match, was Asuka's dive. Because she was dancing at first and cursing in Japanese and all that, and then she jumped. That was hilarious. I love that. Like, I love Asuka's character now. I've always loved Asuka's character, but, even now, I love her face paint with the green, thing. I've been saying that before. I wish she did the mist. She didn't do the mist. That's one of the best moves to use in a ladder match, because if they can't see where you're going, why not use it, right? But not that they had to, because they're upstairs for 2 seconds, and that was about it. Even though she should have taken the elevator from the beginning. So like I said, this match wasn't well planned out. It was a good, humorous... Maybe this is the comedy episode of it. We had our horror with the Boneyard match. We had our psychological thriller with the Firefly Funhouse. Now we got our comedy genre with the Money in the Bank, which I did not want to see how Money in the Bank end up like this. I think it was terrible. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was just, that whole AJ Styles and the weight thing, yeah. But that was easily slidable. But I don't know. Asuka winning is great. Where it goes from there, I already know. But we'll talk about that, I guess, next time. But any last thoughts on this match? Because I really did enjoy this match, either men's nor women's. But I found less problem with the women's match. I think the women did very well. I loved some of the moments they had, like the Asuka dive, the women's right, Dana Brooks moment. Nia Jax, I felt really didn't have a moment. Shayna really didn't have a moment. Nia had the moment with Otis, I guess, in the slam. But I don't feel like Shayna really had a moment. And Carmella really didn't have a moment besides the slamming of the thing. What's my honest opinion? I hate that Otis won. I mean, I like Otis, but I hate Otis winning. I feel like every other person in that match was more deserving of Otis winning. Like Delisha said, he might be riding the fan wave, the WWE Universe. However, I put out points of what could happen from now on between here and the next, whenever he uses it, of what could happen to him. I don't think he's going to hold on to that. The only way he's gonna hold on to it is if he beats AJ. But if he goes to the Dolph Ziggler route, I can see him losing it to Dolph Ziggler. So any last thoughts on this, Alicia, before we move to our finishers?
Just so I'm clear, are they still allowed to go for any title, or do they have to go for their roster's main title? I mean, their roster's title.
I believe it's any title. I believe it's any title. That's why they changed the color of the briefcases to green and silver, as opposed to red and blue.
Because they might have explained that, but I tend to tune out when they start explaining matches because it takes a little bit. But yeah, because I feel like they haven't like said that anyway. But yeah, yeah. Do you think Alista's going after Becky, or she's gonna go for Bayley?
Or I mean, I can tell you right now, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So.
Okay, so our finishers.
I mean, I can make a prediction. It can become 100% accurate if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I like the suspense. Oh, okay. So overall, we did our thoughts. High, low point. It's probably just gonna be the overuse of jokes in the Money in the Bank match. Like I didn't mind the production value. I didn't mind the integratedness. I thought that was kind of fun, a cool concept, because we don't really see the men and women get to mix up a lot. And the fact that they actually let the women put their hands on the men, so to speak, I don't know. I just thought that was pretty fun. High point, I think I'm just gonna give it to the overall actual matches in the pay-per-view, because I feel like there was not a dud in the on the card, like of the actual in-ring matches, which is kind of hard for them to do. And I think my overall grade, I think I'm gonna give it a solid B-, just for the fact that every match up until the Money in the Bank match was pretty good or above, like satisfying. Yeah, like I said, there was no dud on the card of the actual matches. Like I enjoyed parts of each and every one of those matches, which hardly ever happens on a pay-per-view, especially one that's not one of the big four. And the Money in the Bank match, I'm gonna call it the Money in the Bank production, was entertaining while it wasn't really a true match. But those matches beforehand bumped my grade up to like a B-.
All right. So probably a moment that a lot of people have been dreading from hearing what I've been saying, especially Will. My low point was the Money in the Bank match. I thought it was awful. It was a joke, gimmicky match, which I did not enjoy, because I thoroughly enjoy the Money in the Bank. I feel like it's a discredit to the fans, who are huge fans of the Money in the Bank. But I can give it to WWE Universe. They're giving it to, like, the children and all that. They wanted them to have, like, a fun moment. But as for it being a Money in the Bank match, I didn't see it as a Money in the Bank match. So that's why I give it the low point. The high point I give to the Drew Seth Rollins match. I thought that was fantastic. Very well thought out. Very well ring. I don't know how it's not technical. I mean, it was technical, but I mean, like, just how they worked off of each other. I thought it was very well done. And then the overall grade, I'm going to give it probably a D. So it would have been. I think it would have got an F had it not been for the Seth Rollins Drew McIntyre match. So I'm going to give it a D for Drew McIntyre, because that was the best part of the night. It's not a good way to start out AfterMat Season 4, but Delisha liked it. So between myself and Delisha, it's a C. But C-, C, I don't know. But yeah, I was not happy with this pay-per-view. Pretty awful. Yeah, but that was a quick, short one for us. Only an hour, but it was a short pay-per-view. Yeah. Usually go for 2 hours, but this was a really short pay-per-view. What do you expect? So, Delisha, you want to let us know where we can find you?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Delisha_Renee. And you can also find us, I believe, next month, actual date to be determined, for a AfterTalk, which I think this is going to be a fun one. What we're trying to do, we haven't really done this type of style before, so it's interesting how this is going to pan out. So it's gonna be fun. Also, you can now find AfterTalk and AfterMat on audio wherever you get your podcasts for. I think we usually we can put that in the description if it's not there already. And then you can just follow us on Twitter, or follow me on Twitter, and get the scoop on anything that's coming up with AfterTalk. and any other points I have on things in general.
Yep. And as for me, as for us, actually, you can find us back here on June 15th. They had not announced. I was checking like weekly and even daily when the next WWE pay-per-view was, and it was not announced. And I thought it was going to be Stomping Grounds. However, they're going back to being Backlash, and it's going to be on Backlash. Is going to be on June 14th, so it's probably Father's Day. The day after, you'll find us on AfterMat June 15th, that Monday. So they announced it during the pay-per-view. They hadn't said anything prior to it. That's the next time you'll see us. Backlash is usually after WrestleMania, and they have those repeat matches, so that is kind of weird to see that.
Not Father's Day.
Yeah, it's not Father's Day?
It's Father's Day the week after.
Okay, the week after.
I was like, man, that's 2 holidays in a row.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, that's the next time you guys can see us over here on AfterMat for a Backlash recap. As for me, you can find me here on the Kingslayer Network on YouTube and Twitch, over on Twitter at KingslayerNet. I'll be going back to my gaming Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting this Wednesday, playing Final Fantasy VII Remake until Backlash. Then the Kingslaying will be preempted for AfterMat again. Depending on when AfterTalk is, when we find out when AfterTalk is, we'll also preempt that for it. SummerSlam's over in August, usually the end of August, actually sometime in August. We're not sure about that yet with COVID going on. I'm sure they want to probably hold off on it so they can try to have it live. But we'll see. Live as in front of stadium. That's what I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much it for us here. Like I said, next time you'll see us is over on Backlash. Until then, guys, make sure to keep slamming the haters and be the champion of your dreams. See you next time.
Bye.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go, finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun